Right, yeah, it's like it's all right. It's a topic we've discussed, so I'll give you the update. So,
Yeah.
um, the update is that he got hold on. Okay, okay. Um, so let's see. He got he brought a different cord,
Mm.
but he hasn't done anything with it yet
Ah,
to
okay.
try to make it work. He's supposed to come over today. Uh,
Yeah.
so we'll see. But also one of his friends is coming over. So we'll see. I mean, they're probably just gonna hang out. I have a million tea dishes to wash because I had a tea party at the Morse Museum of Art on Wednesday. So
Right.
yes, and that was close to about 40 people, I think, ended up showing up.
Mm.
They had
Oh,
me
nice.
ready for 50. So yeah, it
Mm.
went great. And it was really nice since we did it for the first time last year and it was the same
Mhm.
like employees that were doing it with me.
Mhm.
Um, like Colleen was like talking about it, like as we were going, she's like, I feel like we have all this extra time. Last year it felt like we were scrambling. And I go, yeah, I think we just like got it down, like we figured it out. Now we just have it
Yeah.
down.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that
So
was really nice.
the time's a charm, and then you can start doing afternoon cakes and sandwiches because now you've got all this extra time.
I know, I know. Well, they have someone that they love for their cakes. They do special little cupcakes that have super decorative flowers on top
Mm.
that are very pretty. They also have a florist that they use for like flowers for the table and like
Hmm.
a pretty like the one behind me. It's not quite that big,
Okay.
but they have a
Yeah.
table that's in the middle that's only for a vase of flowers, and
Mm.
it's really pretty. So they go all out. Um, but it was, yeah, it was fun. It was good. And the attorney is nice enough to, I mean, I gave him like a month's notice, but
Hmm.
he's cool with me missing work for a tea party. So,
Okay. And I guess theoretically, you just get time off and in lieu, so you then repay it by working extra hours during the other days, or
no, because I get paid hourly, so I just don't
ah,
work. And
charge for
then,
the
yeah,
hour.
I could have tried to make up the hours, but I had Piper this week too, and I was like dead trying to do all of it. Yeah. So
Well, and
we're just gonna lose those 6 hours.
providing that the tea party earns you more than the 6 hours of work,
It earned me more than like a week's worth of work. So it was, yeah,
then that works. Yes.
yes. Once I told my dad that, because he, of course, is always worried when he's like,
Hmm.
wait, like I thought you only did that on the weekends. And so I was like, well, it's worth, he's like, really? And it's like, okay.
People pay money to drink tea.
Right, right. Yeah. I was like, I know it's crazy, huh? So it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not making stuff up. Um, but let's see. I don't have any really royal news this week because I did
Okay.
listen to a royal report, but I feel like right now royal news, at least to me, is like very uh, stagnant or whatever, or it's just
Hmm.
like it's just more of the same. There's not even anything like
Yeah.
exciting with Harry and Meghan. Like they've been more the same for a while. Andrew's more of the
Yeah.
same. And now like the Queen with whatever book the thing came out, like it's basically just more of the same where it's like
Hmm.
people claiming the Queen felt this and that way about Meghan and different things. So I'm like,
Yeah.
meh.
Yeah, you're right. There isn't been a lot of stuff for notice, even the headlines, because sometimes, but every time I open up a browser, there's always a ton of things that
Right.
I've been looking at, and Royals seems to come in relatively frequently. But this last week or so, I haven't seen anything, and I haven't seen anything for Formula One, which is odd because
Wow.
remember I said last time,
Yeah, it's been having a weird gap, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's next week. It's not this week even. So just go figure. I thought it was last week. It would be this week, but still, I've got another week to wait.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Um, I haven't really seen much news on that coming out. I did see a couple of things, but you're right. It's very much Andrew's being was it other people are disappointed with Andrew. He's
Yeah.
still where he's hanging around where he shouldn't be hanging around.
Right.
Charles has still got health issues.
Right.
Uh, William is like taking control, and he's. I think I saw a headline. I didn't read it much.
Hmm.
I think it's come up again that he would remove the titles from the Sussexes.
Oh, okay. Like the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
But
consider they're never here to use it.
that's true, which that's fine, but like their last name is essentially Sussex. Like that's their legal last name, it appears.
Mm, well, that's only because of the title that's bequeathed upon them.
Well, so then
That
what,
can be
yeah, what is
taken
their
off.
name then if without it?
Well, in the case of Meghan, her surname is Markle, unless she
Right.
took Harry's name, which would have been Windsor.
Windsor still, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. I mean,
yeah. Can't call them
interesting.
the Dutch and the Duchess sorry, the Duke and
Hmm.
Duchess of Windsor.
Right.
We already got one of those, so it can't be that.
I
Um,
mean, I might be biased, but I would rather be a Windsor than a Sussex. It just sounds
well,
better, and it doesn't
yeah.
sound like Sussex isn't great. I don't know. It's kind of like how the Waleses sounds weird. Like it was better
Mm,
when they were the Cambridges.
true. And Sussex has, if you think about the counties, um, they are seaside towns,
Hmm.
very sleepy, traditional. Um, and here's a bit of a
Yeah,
contentious thing. One of the towns has a natural beach there.
and natural
As
as in it.
in, yes, for people who want to be very much
Yeah,
close to nature,
that's great.
you know. So exposing all on a nice cold summer's day doesn't seem very appealing.
No,
Um, correctly, I think people have said it's not even a pleasant beach. I think it's full of either pebbles or
that's it. I would
shingles.
say I
It's
know
not even-
Brighton's full of just pebble. I mean, like large
That's where it is.
stones. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where it is.
Because
Where
we
it is.
showed up there and we were like, oh, this is the beach. Like this is hard to sit on.
Hmm. Yeah. Now you know why we don't lay on the beach that often,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah,
why
it's not
I hear
made for.
that picture.
Yeah, but I guess you don't end up with sand everywhere.
Well,
So
that's very true. You don't, and actually, you don't burn your feet when you're trying to walk over the sand
it's
towards
true.
the ocean.
Right, right. Yeah. Your feet are
Because,
chilly instead.
well, they
The
used to
rocks are,
be
depending
warm.
on the time of year, the rocks are, we were there, I think maybe in like September or something. The rocks were feeling cool by mid,
Yeah,
late September. It
yeah.
was an
The only problem
overcast.
is that you could stub your toe and twist it, or there could be something, shall we say, soggy and sticky in between the stones, and you might not see
Oh,
it and stand on it.
yeah, 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 that's true. Ew.
Yeah, mind you, it could easily just as much on the sand. It's just that you tend to see it easier on the sand than
Right,
you will
right,
on stones, because obviously when you stand on it, sometimes you sink into, depending on the
right,
size of the stones.
right.
But I think what most people here don't realize that the stones on the beach, which we call pebbles, can be the size of your
Which,
fist
yes,
all the way down to the size of a pea.
which is funny that, yeah, that's why I switched to stones because I'm like, to us, like pebbles are just slightly bigger than like gravel.
Mm,
It's like
yes.
pebbles are little.
Yeah, for us it's all the same. If it's a small one like
Yeah.
peas, we call it shingles.
You call them what?
Shingles.
How do you spell it? I can't tell what you're saying.
Okay, shingles.
Oh, you
Shingles.
just
The
call them
same.
shingles? Oh.
Yes, the same thing that you put on your roofs, evidently,
Hmm.
which we think is silly because that's linoleum tiles on which we put on kitchen floors.
Oh, that's funny.
Because
That's,
they said, "Oh, we put shingles on the roof." When you do what? Why?
yeah.
That's not very waterproof.
So is the difference between a stone and a rock, or do you guys say rock? Is it just
Mhm.
that a stone is smooth? Like the stones are always smooth, right? Or at least on
Stone.
the beaches, they seem smooth.
Yeah, if it's a stony beach, all the stones will theoretically be smooth.
Right.
Become a rock, it's usually something like this big or
Oh,
larger,
okay. Gotcha.
which theoretically you could pick up a rock, or
Right,
you can climb over the rocks
right,
because they're so big. And
right.
that's sometimes when people, let's say, go and pick like shrimp in, or shellfish, mussels, and cockles, because
Yeah,
they're on like a great big boulder size. If you think of a great big boulder, and when the sea comes in, that's where you get all the seaweed. And they always say,
right.
"Be careful of the seaweed or the slippery rocks."
Oh, yes. Yes. That's for the American beaches, or
Hmm.
specifically California, wherever Baywatch was supposed to be.
Yeah,
That was
Malibu.
always Malibu. Okay, yeah, that was always a thing where yeah, it's like if anyone was playing on the rocks, like your
Hmm.
foot's gonna get trapped, the tide's gonna come in, and you're gonna almost drown. So
True. Yes.
so I like never never whenever I'm like someplace where there's rocks in the water and people will be
Mm.
going on them, like, don't do it. It's not a
Don't
good
do it. You know,
idea.
not a good idea.
Yeah, it's
I
like
got a
we
story for that
oh
as well.
yeah.
I share with you. But this might sound silly. It's very traditional for British people to go to the seaside
Uh-huh.
and buy some rock and bring it home.
Buy some rock.
Yes, and take it
Okay.
home.
Okay.
Sometimes people go on vacation to the seaside for the week and buy rock and take it home and give it away as gifts.
And you mean rock isn't is does it mean something else?
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Is it a candy?
it is. Yes.
Okay. What is it? Is it
Generally,
like what we call rock candy, where it's like the crystallized sugar, or is it something else?
I'm trying. Okay, you know the candy cane that you have at Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
So think of that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the same treatment, but they're usually made into longer sticks.
Yeah.
So we say, oh, you're buying some candy sticks,
Yeah.
rock sticks of rock. Like my brain's been there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you buy sticks of rock and take them home. So traditionally, it used to be bubblegum pink on the outside, and then the
Mm-hmm.
inside used to be pure white.
Mm-hmm.
And some then have letters inside the white in red,
Oh,
and they would dictate the name of the town or where you bought them.
well, that's
So, for
cool.
instance, in Brighton, you would then made up Brighton, and then of course you
Yeah.
just roll it out until it's so long from a great big
Sure.
thing like this big to about that thickness,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they put them up into sizes, wrap them in plastic, and put them on the shelf, and people go and buy them and say, "Oh, it's a stick of rock for you." Lovely, just pure sugar,
Right,
not a
right.
very great. It used to be peppermint flavor.
They were always
And
peppermint.
pink ones were always peppermint.
Okay.
And then over the years, probably in the 70s and 80s, I don't know if maybe before,
Mm-hmm.
then you started to have rock shops. And so when
Mm-hmm.
you go to the rock shop, why, what are you going to get? And you could buy all various flavors,
Oh,
like
right,
asking Robin 31 flavors of
right.
ice cream. You would have like 31 flavors of rock.
Rock. That's funny. So, speaking of rock that way, makes me think of a couple of things. So, the first thing it makes me think of is because since we'll say, like, we'll call it like rock candy or whatever,
Mm.
when you just talk about like going to the seaside and getting some rock, my first thought is like a crack rock. So, my first thought is
Mm.
drugs.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, you're
modern
bringing that back
use.
for everyone.
Did you have a lovely time? I think I did. I felt very happy with
Right?
myself, that's for sure.
It's really funny. And then the other thing, well, it's not because of rock, but the candy cane process that you're talking
Mm.
about. So my mom's parents in their like retirement years bought a candy, it's called the Candy Kitchen, but like a little
Mm.
candy shop in their town. And my grandpa would hand make the candy canes every year. And it was like,
Mhm.
and so we have like old VHS footage of it where it's like, he's
Mm.
got like the giant bowl, like the
Yeah.
whatever copper bowl
Hmm.
thing that like
A
has all mixed
bowl.
up. And then he puts it on the marble slab and like, and there's a hook on the wall and he's like throwing it over
Yeah.
this hook. It's like really
Hmm.
heavy. Yeah. And then I like watch later where I guess once it hardens and they've cut it or whatever, like, my grandma doing stuff to it.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I
I
think it's the
know,
same
yeah,
thing.
I've
I
seen
think it's
rock be made.
it's exactly the same. Usually, they have great big glass windows at the front of their shop, At certain times of the day, they do demonstrations, and there's a whole crowd
Yeah,
of
so you
people
could
outside
see.
watching.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it usually drag the people into the shop to buy all.
for
Oh,
sure.
now we've made it. I'll go and buy a
Yeah,
couple.
yeah, right. Yeah, it's cool.
Um, if you look at it, if you ever watch, that was the same principle of having open kitchens. Oh, if I can see the chef cooking, I'll have what you just cooked, please.
Right,
Very good marketing strategy that
right.
for marketing and such. Um, but yeah, I know the ones you mean because the rock candy is like the same substance, but almost square, a bit like a humbug size.
Like a humbug size. I don't know what a humbug size is.
Usually, should I say almost an inch square, maybe a little bit
Okay.
about three-quarter of an inch square, maybe
Oh,
half an inch
okay.
square.
So yeah, so rock candy, it also can be where it's on like the little wood sticks. It's like the crystallized sugar, where it's like
Mm,
sharp edges or whatever. So the rock
hmm.
candy is just like that broken up or whatever. If
Okay.
you eat it off of that. Yeah,
Mm,
it's hard and sharp and straight sugar.
yeah, I haven't quite seen it. I have seen it, but that's not quite so popular.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
for us, it's more like that. I would call it like taffy, but taffy is kind of softer, isn't
Yeah,
it?
taffy's soft, yeah. And our
Yeah,
thing, yeah, like for the seaside or like beach towns is the saltwater taffy that
mm,
everybody buys.
yeah. Mm,
I've never, I guess, I feel like I've had it and wasn't impressed, so like I never buy it, but it's
mm.
sold everywhere. I mean, they sell it in the airport too, because it's like, oh, you came to Florida. Did you forget to
But
get your taffy?
yeah, yeah, it's. I guess it's what you grow up with or you become accustomed to in it in one
Mhm.
sense.
Like it's
Um,
yeah, just associated with the even though the beach town has nothing to do with it. Like
yeah,
maybe the original saltwater taffy was made in some beach town and then all the other beach
mm,
towns adopted it. So
probably, yeah.
yeah,
But see, if you went to, let's say, Daytona or Tampa,
right.
theoretically, those candy sticks you have at Christmas, they're
Yeah.
very thin. They're quite thin. So I would guess the ones that would be like the size of your little finger, thickness of your
Hmm.
little finger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Their sticks of rock tend to be, say, the size of a nickel
Oh, okay, gotcha.
diameter, maybe a little bit thicker, up to the
So it's
size of a
thicker.
quarter.
Yeah.
Sometimes a little bit larger, maybe not half a dollar, but maybe a little bit larger than a quarter. Because you see, by the
Okay.
time you get those letters in there, like if you
Right.
went to Daytona, the stick of Daytona in it, so
That's
you've
to
got to get
say,
those
yeah,
letters,
yeah, yeah. You got to get the words in.
got to get it in there. Going to Tampa, theoretically the stick should be thinner.
Right.
Less letters.
So, okay, so real quick, is a humbug a real thing? Why'd you, I literally only know
Yes.
it for bah humbug. I didn't know
Hmm.
what is a
Yes.
humbug.
A humbug is a sugar sweet, kind of like almost the same texture of the rock candy that we were just talking about, the
Hmm.
candy stick.
Yeah.
But they tend to be striped, black and white, and again, they are mint flavored.
Oh, okay.
They're
Interesting.
they're more of a mint as opposed to a peppermint flavor
Hmm.
or a spearmint.
Oh, I see.
Um,
Hmm.
and they're usually, let's say, a small square, maybe a small square about that. If that makes sense to
Okay.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
Square diamond, and just either wrapped individually in a little piece of paper and just pop in your mouth and just.
And is that an old candy? Like, is
So that would be an old candy, yes.
like where Charles Dickens would be like bah humbug.
Mhm, yes.
It meant the candy.
These type of sweets were considered cheap because it's
Yeah.
just sugar, and
Right.
obviously by the time you pop it in your mouth, it's too hard to bite.
Right.
You break your teeth with it.
Right.
So the idea is that you suck on it, and because of that, it takes a long time to eat. So it became a cheap, long-lasting
I
sweet.
see. That makes sense. Okay.
So
Makes sense.
you can see why bar humbug.
Right.
He's so stingy. He's not going to buy chocolate because chocolate and milk so quick and
Right.
eaten.
Right.
Where a humbug,
Okay.
bit like the gobstopper effect, isn't it? If you
That's
have a
what, yeah.
gobstopper.
Right. 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 The everlasting gobstopper. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That, okay. That makes sense. What was I
Can
gonna
I?
say? Yeah. Go
You're
ahead.
changing subject. Okay,
Yeah.
before you do, remember I said I had a story about the slippery rocks.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. Slippery rocks. Yes. Yes.
Right. So I think it was. I think we'd only just got married, and I came to Brazil, and there's a place up near Rio called Paraty, a very colonial town, and very picturesque little beach with a huge rock in the middle of the beach, or a couple of them, and then rocks going down to the side. And Kathy goes to walk over them. I say, "Oh, be careful. They'll probably be slippery." "Oh, it's okay."
Oh
Boom,
no.
flat, flat on her back, and I just stand there. She went, "Don't just stand there." I went, "Well, before I come to the tent, are you okay?"
Yeah.
"Well, I hurt." I said, "No, but are you
Are you
hurt? Do
okay?
you need assistance?" "No, come and get me." "Oh, all right." "Anyhow, why?" I said, "Well, because it's stupid if I walk on the rocks and slip over there. Now we've got two people to get up.
Right.
But if I can't pick you up because obviously on the wet rocks, I'll go and get help."
Right.
"Well,
Right.
you don't speak Portuguese, do you?" I went, "No, but I know two words basically. Wife, which is esposa,
Yeah.
and usually when children have, let's say, something that hurts or they hurt, you say, 'Oh, I got a boo boo.'
Oh yeah, yeah, right.
So in Portuguese, that's dodói. So I would go, 'Wife, boo boo.'"
That's hilarious.
Great story. And you went, "Yeah, okay, now I finished laughing. Come and pick me up."
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, if you say that to someone, they're like, okay, do you want like a band-aid? Like it doesn't sound
Hmm.
serious.
Yeah, it's not serious, but it would have worked, surely. It's
Sure.
probably,
If you
if
looked
you can roll
panicky
down and
enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. That's
yeah,
funny.
it's like, "Oh, okay, something's wrong."
But yeah, but you were, yeah, you were smart. You kept a cool head about it and you didn't just
Mm,
run out there and then get yourself in the same trouble.
yeah, because I've seen it happen so often when we used to live down at the beach.
Yeah.
People always want, and then they go, and like you
Yeah.
say, like beach, what's it? Beach babes, not beach babes, is it?
Oh,
What's it called?
Baywatch?
Baywatch. Thank you.
Yes.
They go out there, and all of a sudden we got three people stranded on rocks.
Yes.
One with a broken leg, one half eaten by a shark, and the other one being washed out to the ocean.
That's right. You
Even
gotta
see it
watch
with
out
their
for those. Yeah. So I'm gonna pour. I know I showed you before we went live. I'm gonna try and pour my more tea and see if you see the blue. Does
I
it look,
now you see the
now you
blue.
see the blue?
Yes,
Isn't that
yeah,
crazy?
it is. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that your peppermint green T-shirt absorbs some of the color.
Oh man. Yeah. I guess so.
Uh,
Listen,
you should be wearing white today, not
I
sort of
know, right? I didn't.
turquoise.
Well, I didn't even know I was gonna have blue tea until it's
Mm.
steeped. Um, that's funny. The oh, I was just gonna say that. So do you know this the British singer Lily Allen? Do you know who that
Hmm.
is? Okay.
Yes.
And I believe now she's like, I mean, that was like 20 years ago. So I think now
Yeah.
she's some kind of just like TV personality or something. Is she like host stuff maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but I have her old album, the one that had like the London song in it, of course.
Mm.
And it all
Yes.
came out like right around the time that we studied abroad in London, so it was like perfect timing. So anyway, I had the songs playing and on a shuffle on my phone, and Piper picked up on one that she really liked. And the song is basically the whole point of it is talking about how like when you go to a bar and like someone bugs you that you don't want to talk to, essentially, right?
Hmm.
So it's a kind of a funny song, and she doesn't get all of it, but there's a part where Lily Allen says like, something about like the guy says something like, "You want to go out?" And she's like, "Not in a million years," right? But she says
Hmm.
it super British because that's how she
Yeah.
sings. And
Hmm.
she's like,
Yeah.
"Not in a million years." And
Hmm.
so,
Not in years.
yeah, and so um, Piper is excited because she started doing it just like Lily Allen, and she's like, "I'm speaking British." But I told her, I was like, "Well, don't say anything else that she says in her songs while you're over at your dad's house." And she's like, "Well, I wasn't going to, but why? What?" And I was like, "Well, like when she says he's stupid or just a little slow," which Piper thinks is really funny.
Mm. Okay.
Um, only she said stupid, are you
Mm.
stupid or just a little slow?
Hmm.
Which I don't know
Well,
what region, what part of London, because she's like not a posh London accent, correct? Am I correct in assuming? saying
No,
that. Yeah.
no. I was going to say her accent isn't what you would thought.
It's like,
Yeah, I'm just trying to think exactly.
yeah, I'm trying to think what it's called. Uh, but it's like, oh, when people will do like make fun of British accents and they say in it a lot.
In it,
I feel like
in
in it,
it.
in it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like
We,
that's the
we do
same,
have a lot of in it. In
it's
it.
the same group.
Yeah. So she comes from Hammersmith in London.
Oh, okay.
So, which, there's nothing wrong with Hammersmith.
Yeah.
Um, I guess it's either just the way that she decided to sing, or maybe for her it's just an average. It
Right.
wasn't maybe a rich family, so
Right.
maybe they didn't have elocution lessons to speak also proper, or
Right.
maybe the school she went to wasn't
Right.
kind of so upmarket. Because a lot of the rich schools get overtaken with all the foreign dignitaries that come across because they can
Right.
afford to put their children
Right.
into private expensive schools. So again, if you're going to everyday public
Hmm.
school,
Right.
the last thing that you want to sound like is prim and proper or
Right.
posh,
Right.
because
Right.
you're going to get bullied to hell. That's
Right.
for sure.
Right.
So yeah,
That makes sense. That's like my friend Claire, who she always laughs because she talks about herself. She's like, I sound ridiculous, but like she just naturally kind of sounds posh. And like all of her
mm,
friends, they're all from different areas. So everybody speaks just a little bit different British. But
yeah.
Claire sounds the most posh. She's just like so absurd. Yeah, so that's fun. But yeah, so I like Lily Allen the way that she does it. But yeah, I'm like, I know it's not a posh way, but it's fun that Piper is yeah, getting to speak her British. But I was like, don't say stupid over at your dad's
You're
house.
so
Yeah, don't say to your little brother, are you stupid or just a little slow?
yeah, yeah.
And
You're not
that's
that
not gonna
stupid.
go over well.
Hey, I don't think you're stupid. You're just slow, aren't you? Mm,
Well, that's
mm.
what's funny is like when she says it in the song, Piper's like, well, stupid is slow. So either way, he's stupid. It's like I think that's the point of the song.
So, according to this, because
Mhm.
it came up on Wikipedia, so that's a good resource.
Yeah.
Alan attended 13 schools.
13 different schools?
Yeah.
Was she like a military brat or something? Do you guys
Well,
have
I
that
don't
over there?
know. I don't know about a, a military brat, but maybe she was not that much of a. Maybe she was a bad girl. Maybe she was just one
Oh,
of the
did you
bullies.
have to keep moving schools?
Yeah, maybe she got expelled.
How do you, yeah,
Ten,
how do you go to that many different schools? Like, you don't
I don't
have
know.
13 schools.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so
because
she
what do
went
you
to
have? Like,
Hillsouth International.
yeah.
It's primarily in Knightsbridge in London. So Knightsbridge is a rich area.
Hmm.
Then she went to Beatty, um, co-educational boarding and day school. That was in the town of Petersfield in Hampshire. Um, what else? Oh, they didn't give a list of all of them,
Oh,
just
okay. That's
just,
wild
just the
though.
two. But 13, yeah.
Because what is it? We have 12 years of school, or 13 if you count kindergarten.
Well, if you theoretically you start at 5 and finish at 16, so this is like 11.
Oh, okay. You're right. Oh, well, you
Hmm.
guys finish at 16. Yeah.
Yes.
We don't finish
Yeah.
at 16.
Yes, I was going to say, hang on a minute. This is
Yeah, I
11
was
to
like, we have more
16.
time. Yeah. So that's crazy
But
for
I think
her.
your days are shorter as well because you do a lot of after school activities.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah. We gotta
Um,
have time for our extracurriculars.
yeah, which seems to take half a friggin' day and night.
Yeah,
Um,
especially if you're like on the swim team or something. The I like
yeah.
the swim team that we had, they
Track.
always had to practice in the morning and after school. They're there at like
Mm,
5 a.m. or whatever in the morning practicing, and then they have to practice till after school. And I'm like, this is
wow.
crazy. Like,
Yeah. Were you on the swim team?
no, but I had friends on the swim
Okay.
team. So
Ah,
that's
all
why I
right.
was like, like, you guys are nuts. And
Yeah.
to think that
Well,
like we still hung out and like somehow they still had time on like weekends to hang out or
hmm,
whatever. But
yeah.
like, I can't believe you weren't just sleeping the whole time.
Yeah, see, when I went to school, right, we're talking sort of 80s, and I just don't see it being that much different now. But school, let's say it starts at 8 in the morning, you're out of school by 4.
Right.
Now, theoretically, you'll probably get about an hour or 45 minutes for lunch. You might get 10, 15-minute two break. You used to get two breaks, but I think
Oh, really?
maybe during the day. You used to have a mid-morning break. You used to start at 9. And I think maybe at 10:30 you had a 15-minute break or a 20-minute break, and then you would go through until about 12:30, and then maybe by 1. No, it used to be longer than that. So maybe it was 12 till 1 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then get back. Then I remember my senior school. I can't remember my junior school at all for breaks. Um, Maybe it used to be something like 12:30 to 1:30 might have been lunch, because then you would either come out 3:30, 4 o'clock, depending on
Right.
what it was. But you would be doing a good sort of 6, 7 hours a day education.
Wow. Yeah. I feel like,
Certain days you
yeah.
about a 2 hour or an hour and a half lesson. Um, but nobody, let's say you're playing football, rugby, or
Right.
cricket, um, you might play after school a couple of
Mm-hmm.
times with other schools and classes during the week, but there was never any training in the morning for any, even if we had swim, which
Right.
wasn't, not many schools had a swimming pool,
Right.
so it was difficult to
Sure.
get a swim team together. I noticed in the US, a lot of schools have pools.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Um, Say 90% of them, where in England it'd be like 10% had a swimming
Right.
pool. That was the ratio difference.
Gotcha.
Um, but one of the schools I went to that had a swimming pool, um, I think it was only mid-afternoon because they would let other schools come to the
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They
use the
share
pool.
their
They
use the
share their
pool.
pool. So
Yeah.
if you were at the school, probably you would get it at the end of your lessons.
Right. Right. Well, that's so do they have school team sports or is it all like where it's just the local club or whatever?
You all basically practice in school teams.
Okay.
My senior school, we had what we call certain houses. So
Hmm.
we had 4 houses, which made it, and in our school, not every school has a house, but they have groups. You split into
Okay.
4 types of group within your year. And so therefore that builds that kind of like where I was in House Mason, which
Hmm.
was for is it David Mason. Don't worry, I think Dave. I think he was the first British heart transplant patient.
Oh.
And then we had one with Ryder, which was Sue Ryder for cancer.
Hmm.
Then we had somebody Castle, because I got transferred out of Mason into Castle when they made it. And who was it? Ashley. And I
Hmm.
think all after somebody that has done something either in the medical profession or something
Yeah.
like that. So you named after them. Now, during your lessons, you would all intermingle
Sure.
with each other in the classes, but when it came to sport, you represented your your
So you
your
played against people that were in your own school?
yes.
You didn't play other schools?
Also,
Oh,
yes.
okay. Okay.
So let's assume that it's Tuesday afternoon, and the fifth or the fourth years are all going to go and play tennis.
Yeah.
So you've got 60 kids or 30, 35 kids or whatever playing tennis. Now you might have a small, oh, right, we're going to play in teams. Bad
Right.
example. Maybe go and play soccer.
Right.
So if you was doing it in school, all of you might be playing as your own team in whatever house you belong to.
Right. Right. Okay.
If you
Okay.
were
Hmm.
if you were then playing for the school against other ones, they would pick the best players out of each house and amalgamate a
I
team
see.
for the school.
Okay.
You would then play against the schools, and then you would play in the let's say the town,
Right.
like a
The
town league in a
right.
county. And I think that's about as far as I went. But I was not really into sports. I was
Right.
into the woodwork and all those
Hmm.
sort of people thought, oh, you can do cooking? Hell no. I know how to cook already. What am I going to study cooking for? That's what I'm going to university for.
That's funny. Well, that's interesting because I'm like, again, and it's not like I know a lot about sports, but I'm like, as far
Mm.
as I know, there aren't American schools that have any like internal teams playing against each other. It's all
Mm.
one team, like, and if you're like, you might have varsity and junior varsity, so like, the
Mm.
top play, the best people, but they're all part of the same team. You just may not get to play. You may just like sit on the bench or you don't make
So
the team.
explain this varsity and junior varsity. So
Yeah.
is that by age that you're selected or what?
So it's not, I don't think it's exactly age, but I know it's a big deal. Like, say that a freshman comes in or a
Mm.
sophomore or whatever, and so like ninth or 10th grade, and they are really,
Okay, whoa. Hang on a minute. What's a freshman? What's a
I know, sorry, that's what I was saying. Freshman is ninth grade,
Oh,
and
okay.
sophomore is 10th grade. Yeah, I switched to year. I was like,
Mm.
oh yeah, you may not know. So ninth and 10th grade. So
Mm-hmm.
the first half age of high school, like, so you're
Mm.
the young side of high school. If
Yeah.
you're really good at this at a sport, you might actually get like pulled up to varsity level. So
Mm.
like that's kind of a big deal. I don't know if you though if you stay with it, like you just automatically age into varsity. I don't know how that works. I
Mm.
just know people say it's a big deal when they, yeah, make varsity and they're like younger. But so so they don't have any teams to play internally against each other, but the way you described it made me think of like what we do for the Olympics for team
Mm.
sports, where it's like for the professional sport, like hockey or whatever, right? We pick from
Yeah.
all these different teams, and then we're like,
Mm.
now you're the team US. Like, normally you guys
Similar,
play
yeah.
against each other,
Mm-hmm.
but now you're all teammates.
Well, teammates, yeah. Um, it's like the Sorry, I had two thoughts going on. I was
Okay,
trying to
yeah.
hang on to one of them, and neither one of them. So yeah, when we have the houses, that would go. Let's say you start at age 11 to 16,
Yeah.
so you got 5 years of schooling. Now you tend to stay in that one house all year
Mhm.
long. Now let's say I'm in the first age 11.
Mhm.
You would probably play if you were playing against other schools. It'd be like either you play the under 12s, the under 13s, the under 14s,
Mhm.
and the under 15s. I don't think you had a 16, so you'd actually play in the same year
Right.
of, let's say, your first year. Said, let's say, varsity or junior, no, your freshman or your whatever the other one was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're in the freshman year, you only play freshman around
Do
the town.
you guys call it freshmore? No.
No, no,
Freshmen. We say
freshman.
freshmen. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. You see,
It's like,
this is why we don't go together.
no, that's fine because that's why I was like, wait a second. Do you guys say freshman? Okay, no, you don't say
Yeah.
it.
No, it's just because I'm misunderstanding and I don't understand
That's
how it
great.
works.
It sounds
Um,
British.
yes, maybe we should call
Yeah,
it
that's great. Well, I guess it
freshman.
was just combining freshman and sophomore. I was saying both things. So yeah, so you made it
Yeah,
freshmore.
yeah. There we go. 'Cause we don't have
There you
two.
go.
Um, so yeah, maybe that's what it is because you're playing to a level of sports standard. We're
Right,
playing to an age level, and you're
right,
and I think if you think about it, both have advantages
right,
because if you're playing at your own age level,
right.
you- more people get to play
That's
games.
just it. Yeah, yeah.
Where if you've got to hit a standard,
Hmm.
you might enjoy it, but if you're not quite good enough, you're never really going to get picked to play.
Right, right.
So now you get left on the benches. And of course, especially in boys, and I would assume with girls too, certain
Yeah,
sports, a 12-year-old sports person playing, let's take some universal tennis,
yeah.
could probably be so good that she could beat 13 and 14-year-old people at the same game.
Right, right.
Well, if that happened and you were playing against that guy or girl in your year, tough luck. Suck it up, Buttercup. He's just really good. And remember, this
Right.
is not a game for one; it's a team of sport. So,
Right.
you
Right.
have to learn to adapt, which I kind of like. The thing is,
Yeah.
because now you have to learn how not to be always the best.
Hmm.
I think this is the difference between the American and the British
Yeah.
culture. You promote the best and accelerate them through,
Sure.
and everyone else, if they're not there, it's like, well, whatever, go and do something else. Out my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
way for the famous people.
Yep, we do. Yeah. Well, and it's interesting to make to have it so that again, you're playing internally against each other, but then some of you come out and all of a sudden and your teammate against other schools. And I'm like, I feel like psychologically that's like I guess you have to be psychologically flexible to say that. Like,
Probably.
yeah, so
Yeah.
instead of having like the one track mind, like the American sport student, right, where it's just like
Yeah.
it's our team means everything, we're the best, everybody else is like against us, and it's
Hmm.
always this way. Like we're never
Yeah.
changing, we never have to change the way that we think
Mm.
and
Yeah.
play
I
with
think,
anyone else.
and I think the only time that really happened, it wasn't like every week that would happen in the
Yeah,
houses. It would be, let's say, oh, it's the end of football season.
right,
So now we're having an internal competition to see
right.
which house has the best football. And then when
Okay,
it's the end of the cricket season, who's the best cricket uh,
right, right,
players of the year? And the same with the girls playing rounders or
right.
tennis, whatever it was. So that way you got to think, oh, when I was at school, I think Ashley House seemed to have the best sports people in them.
Yeah,
And then in other years, it would be a mix. Oh, certain games
right.
they got the stronger in Ryder House and Castle have other
Right.
ones.
And you said because you move house with your
Mhm.
age, like you move
No,
house. No, you
so
don't.
what,
Sorry.
so what happened is, and I think the reason they did this because you had three houses,
Yeah.
and it kind of made sense. I think maybe the school grew in size, so what
Right.
was happening was by the time, you got um, let's say you got 50 to 60 children in the at 11 in your school.
Right.
Well, technically, if there's only 11 people playing football and there's
Right.
60, you say, right, we'll make three teams. That's
Yeah.
33. There's still a quarter of the class people not getting a chance to play
Right.
because you've got three houses. So I think because the school grew in size, they created a fourth house.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have basically what 11, 11, say 15 and 15, 30. So you had 60 children in the same year of the
Yeah.
first year, say like fresh more, no freshman,
Freshmen. Freshmen.
freshman. So you had 60 freshmen this year, where previously you might have only had 40. So you
Okay.
could have made
And
now
are
you got enough to make 40.
and are they playing each other like within the house? There's little groups. Who are they playing?
Right. So let's
If
take
yeah.
let's call them the 11-year-olds. So
Yes.
all the 16, 11-year-olds that
Yeah.
we're gonna play tennis today or rounders or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Because it's you're split up into maybe two classes. Say, right, we'll play. The boys will play their game, the girls will play their game. You don't have enough to bring all of them out at the same
Right.
time.
Mm-hmm.
What happened is, right, we'll now play football, or we'll now play rugby, or we'll play rounders, and we just play, just play.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what house you're in. It's no different what house you're in. You're just going to play the game. You're going to make a team. So
Okay.
maybe this week, if I'm really good, I'm going to pick Amy as my one player. I'll pick this player here, this player, John, what have you.
Right. Right.
Play so. Okay, we do that. The following week,
Right.
because you're maybe friends with two or three, you might get picked to another team, or you
Right.
might get dropped. It's just sport. It's just learning
So
to play the game.
right.
At the end of the season,
Mm-hmm.
so while that's going on during the term,
Right.
you might look at it, Amy's pretty good at hockey. Amy, would you like to play for the school team? And you go,
Right.
yeah, I'll play. It still happens that Jane, your best friend, she's also good at hockey, but she wasn't in your house. She was in another house.
Right.
So Jane and Amy get to play hockey for the school for the under
Together.
12s.
Okay.
They will represent the under 12s
Right.
girls
Okay.
school team.
Right.
At the end of hockey season, which tends to be, let's say, 3 months long at school, what you then do is say, well, I'm in Castle,
Hmm.
Jane is in on the school team, we play together, but now for a mini competition, like the
Right.
mini Olympics,
Yeah.
we're going to play against each other. Now, all the people in my house.
Right. Okay.
Um,
So I get that, but I get so you're saying that when the house is playing on its own and you guys create your own little teams just for the day,
mhm, yep.
those
No,
scores,
the
the
class,
class, sorry.
and that's a mix of all the houses together.
Oh, okay. But those don't mean any, like the scores don't mean anything. It's
No,
like you'll only get picked because basically, like for the school team, you only get picked because basically what your coaches are
it's
like
like yeah, it's
scouts,
like
like they're
being
just
yeah, it's
watching you
like being
play.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like being varsity and junior varsity.
Right. Right.
Because varsity and junior varsity is basically your senior school team and your junior school team.
Right. 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 Okay.
So that's what we're doing
Right.
there. It's just that we would pick them by age groups and not
Right.
by skill level.
Not by skill level. Yeah. But it's like we also, I mean, we have I did it in eighth grade. They had it in other school years, but it was just called intramural basketball, where after school you just go and like play basketball with, a whole bunch of people. And it was like you just make whatever teams, right? Like the day of. And it was
Yep.
intramurals because it didn't matter. There wasn't any scores. There wasn't any,
Hmm.
like, we weren't keeping track. So, um, to think of playing games like so or playing so
Yeah.
often and
Yeah.
never having a score, like, because of course every other team sport we have, it's like, well, you play against a school and there has to be a winner and a loser.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. You see, your society's built in the competitive edge at a very young
It
age.
has, yeah.
And technically, it's our school against your school.
Yeah. Right.
Where we were,
Right.
also, let's say, yeah, it depends on geographical location, makes no
Sure.
difference. The cost of maybe getting everybody to play school as a championship would just be a
Yeah.
massive sporting event. And a lot of America has better weather conditions to play
Oh,
these
right.
sports
Yeah.
compared to England. Most of them are all
True.
outside,
Yeah, yeah,
apart
yeah.
from basketball. Um, so it's a legal requirement that everybody does at least 2 hours of sports activity a week.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, or used to be something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So of course, if it's like we used to work on a 14 or a 2 week
Yeah.
syllabus. So maybe this week we would have gym on a Monday on week
Right.
one, and
Hmm.
on week two we might have not gym, but we would have outside games.
Okay. Okay.
So because of that, the 11-year-olds
Hmm.
they would go to the gym all at the same time, and they would practice gym work.
Right.
Now,
Right.
all mixed houses playing together, and maybe some will go and play basketball. Some might be playing circuit training or
Right.
whatever else you might be playing inside, or just training in the gym.
Right.
Then on the following week, it might be, oh, we're going to have it's running season.
Hmm.
So now let's go and run. You're going to do cross country running. Off you go. And the teacher either goes with you or sits back at class and times you. And those who
Hmm.
get back fast runner, right, they can pick country, the school team for country running.
So,
And
okay.
then you
Yeah.
play for the school. At the end of term, because you have 3 terms,
Hmm.
three sessions or sports and things, what happened is it used to be twice a year, I think. It used to be like the winter sports and the summer sports. At the end of winter, we would say, right, we're going to have a mini competition for the next 2 weeks. And all you 11-year-olds, so you can now compete, we're going to see which house is the best at football or the best at hockey for the 11-year-olds
Right.
in sort of you have an internal competition because they were like little trophies
Right.
and sometimes it would be academic things. So how many people got grade A, or maybe there's the exams, your
Right,
trials, your mock exam. So who is the best educated one, or who is the most artistic one, who's
right.
built something like in woodwork or something. So they used to get these merits, and of
Yeah,
course your merit card and your certificate used to state which house you were on. So there was the kind of a scoring
right.
system, but that way they would work out,
But
because it's not just related to sport, it's related to academics things
right,
as
right,
well. So that way, sometimes Ashley House could be, they have a great sports team and they have great academic teams as
right.
well. Maybe chess. Take chess, an inside
Yeah.
game. Checkers. Well, if there's a little team, well, it so happens that Ashley's great at football and rugby and
Hmm.
tennis. But it seems like Mason are great at playing chess, um, basketball, and hockey.
So, okay, so this is related. How well do you know Harry Potter?
Mm,
I never read it.
I've seen the movie.
Yes, okay, so I've seen the movie. So you're aware that there are different groups within the school, right? And they are
Different
called
house. Yeah,
houses. Yeah.
yeah.
So literally,
Same principle.
I'm like, oh, and it was like it's a British writer. I was like, oh, okay. So like
Mm,
it's not she didn't like completely come up with this
mm,
concept. I didn't
no,
realize it was already a thing. So you're right. It's like because when they
yeah.
play their what
Squidgy ball, whatever it
Quidditch,
is.
yeah,
Quidditch, yeah.
Quidditch, yeah. I almost
Yeah.
said quit. I was like Quibbage, Quidditch, something like that. So when
Quidditch,
they
that
play
is.
that, but they're playing against the same people in their school, but they've like
Yeah.
separated them into teams. Yeah. So
Yes.
you're right. Okay. So super British. Imagine that. Harry Potter
There we
being
go.
really British.
We could have just wrapped up the whole 15 minutes. So, you know the concept of Harry Potter when they play.
Yeah. But that's
You just let me
interesting.
carry on rambling on for 15 minutes and you
No.
just.
Yeah, but it's still a little different though, because
Mm.
there's I feel like they make theirs so Harry Potter is it's very click-ish. Like
Mhm.
does
Yes.
it feel like a clicky thing like
I
uh
think I
in
think that could
actual
happen.
school? Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that happening in school. It's like, especially if you got a good all-rounder sports person,
right,
great at running, great at playing soccer, great at playing rugby.
right,
Maybe his best friend is great at also great at cross country running as opposed to
right,
sprinting, or maybe summer games, great at throwing the javelin, great at playing tennis.
right,
And it's like, oh, for crying out loud! It's like two kids in the same house, and they seem
right.
to dominate 50% of the sports,
Yes.
and they win most of it. And now
Right.
the other 50% of the sports have got to be divided between the three houses.
Okay. So well, first of all, do you have to go? Do you have anything at 5?
No, I
Okay.
missed all mine this
Okay.
afternoon.
Well,
No, I'm good.
you had a good reason.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so with the people playing, okay, or it being cliquish, I guess like how are you guys put into houses in the first place? It's like
random.
random. Okay. So that's where it's like, in the Harry Potter world, the sorting hat thing, right? Like
Mm.
and it seems very much based on personality and
Oh,
like
did you
type.
just say in it?
What did I say?
You said in
Did I
it.
say?
Yeah, I think you meant the house because the names were in it, and but the way you
Oh,
said it
okay.
was just
I was actually
just
saying in it.
in it.
That's great. Yeah. So, because I feel like I don't ever know how to use in it properly, like the way that I
Um,
can't. Would it be like saying, like instead of saying like the sort, would I say like instead of is it like in it or no? Or is it
yeah,
after? Like the
it's like
sorting
you
hat
know,
in it. It was called sorting hat, and is that
yeah, yeah, it's a bit like like you want confirmation. It's
right?
like uh, it's always going to rain on a Sunday in summer, isn't it?
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like I need you to confirm what I'm going to say. Isn't this? It's like, isn't this right? Isn't it? In
right,
it?
right. Okay, okay.
It's like, isn't it? It's like the negative form of is it? Isn't it? Or
Yeah,
is it? Yeah,
that's
in
what,
it.
isn't it? It's
Is
like
it
saying,
not?
it's like saying,
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah, is it not?
yeah. It's
Yeah,
like, is
isn't
it
it?
not? Is it not true
Right,
that the Sussexes are no longer royal?
right.
The Sussexes are no longer royal, isn't it?
I like it.
They're I wouldn't call them slow, but they might be stupid in the things
And
that they do.
that's funny. Uh, so, um, real quick, speaking of the royals, I forgot that uh one of the things that they were pointing out in the royal report was, I guess, that the state visit that everyone's making a big deal
Mm,
about, right, with the Charles coming here. The person they had on the podcast that was like, the expert was explaining that this literally has been always planned. And so whoever was reigning monarch and
mm,
whoever happened to be the current president at this point in time were going to have a visit. Like,
mm.
it's not made specifically for these two individuals, it's for their
Yeah.
positions. And
Hmm.
so it's not about like, I mean, it will help for Charles to, you know, hang out with Trump because Trump likes it. but
Yeah.
um but that wasn't the plan, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's not, and they said like state visits are very, like, I guess the last one was the Queen, and I forget how long ago it was, a long time ago. But
Mm,
she wanted, I guess she really liked Hollywood and stuff. And
yeah.
on an official state visit, you have to be over in DC. So
Yeah.
I guess Ronald Reagan, one of the times, basically kind of invited her as like California is inviting you to come visit so that she
Mm,
could, like, this isn't an official state or
yeah.
official,
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
It's
thought
not
that
that
was funny.
they come from there. The whole estate is inviting you.
Right.
Which, if you think about it, it's quite often the case, isn't it? The, the powers to be famous people just tend to go to the capital cities.
Yeah. Hmm. And they don't have time to do anything else that they might want to do.
Yeah. But for some reason, I think, well, you hear them going to New York to meet
That's true.
Washington.
Right.
Um, I hear I think when they come to America, it's always East Side. Everybody
Yeah,
seems to
they
go
don't
to East Side,
ever.
either New York or Washington or somewhere near that. I don't know if Trump would invite them down to Florida as such. Like,
Oh, that's true.
oh,
Yeah.
God forbid the Queen going down with her hair
Right.
perm to
Right. That'd be
Florida.
funny.
Yeah. Um, but then when they do tours, but then that's kind of a state tour or a planned tour, royal
Right.
tour,
Right. Yeah, that's not this in it.
in it, in
In
it.
it. In it. It's great. Yeah, they also talked about how Charles, like, talking about how, the Queen obviously, like, was an amazing monarch, but it
Mm,
was very much of like everybody had, like, this certain reverence for her or whatever, where it's sort of like you wouldn't ask her for a hug or anything, right? Like, you're
mm,
gonna. And so they talked about that, I guess, when Charles was coming back to Buckingham Palace after the Queen passed, he had the car stop outside the gates, and he got out to, like, talk to people who were all there and, like,
mm.
crying and stuff. And he was like gonna shake some lady's hand, and she said something like, what I really need is a hug. Can I have a hug? And he's like, of
That's
course. So he gave
yeah.
her, yeah, gave her a hug. And so
Mm,
the person on the podcast was discussing how he's like, here, this guy is like comforting a complete stranger for the death of his own mother. Right?
yeah.
Like, and
Hmm.
how, yeah, he's just so much more approachable. And it's a nice change, or, it makes him unique.
Mm.
So I thought that
I
was
think,
cute.
yeah, and I think that's where his popularity
Hmm.
really took over at that moment because up until then, nobody really knew
Right,
him as obviously as king. But
right.
obviously, the biggest problem that you have is like, well, he's acting as the future king. Is that how he always going to be? And then all of a sudden, he shows himself to be really
That's true.
caring and loving. It's
Right,
like, oh, look at that.
right. And he seems to be very like he's they say like he's light, he laughs a lot, right? Like he's always
yeah.
whereas the queen kind of kept her emotions close.
Mm, yes.
But
Lots away.
yeah, yeah. But and I mean, of course there's like they have plenty of pictures where she's reacting during horse races or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
But
That's her favorite pastime, wasn't
I
it?
know. But like, not touching anybody and just like being like, walking down the line or whatever,
Hmm.
saying hi to
Yes.
people.
There's another thing. Oh, that's the Queen's horse down there, isn't it?
You're right.
Yeah. Oh, that's her horse, isn't it?
I'm gonna try to start bringing it into my into my
Vocabulary.
vocabulary. Yeah, we'll
Mm.
see.
So,
We'll
oh, these are your documents, isn't it? Mm.
I've already
Yeah, but
I've perfectly trained myself to spell everything the British way. So
I still do, and of course, one of the words I keep having to write so frequently
yeah.
is the word color.
Oh yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love color. Yeah. Color, flavor, favorite.
Yeah, neighbor. And
Yes.
what's the one that like
The
analyze
Yes. So
and
I was
using
gonna say
decimals?
realize, yeah, the problem, yeah. So the problem that I feel like most people can put up with me putting a U in things, and that's known well enough that they know what
Hmm.
I'm doing. I feel like if I use the S's instead of the Z's,
Hmm.
then they're just gonna be like, "Are you dumb? Are you stupid?"
Yeah.
Just a little
Yeah, are
slow.
you or just slow?
Yeah, but and I guess I'm saying it wrong, right? Do you say Zed or is that somebody
We
else?
say Z.
You
No, we
say
say
Zed.
Z.
Okay. Because I thought, I mean, what the Australians I think probably do too, which makes sense.
And I think the Canadians
And the
do. Yes, I
Canadians
think
do. Yeah.
yeah. I think with the letter Z, because so many people follow the American language and it's said so often.
Right.
Um, I hear it getting integrated.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be at all surprised if that maybe at one point Z gets dropped and it'd be Z,
Okay. Interesting.
um, which would
A
be
through
very
Z.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, A through
A
the
through
Z.
Z, right? Yeah, that's what they
But,
say.
yeah, but I'm just thinking we had there's a name, and how would you get around this one? And you should know the name Zebedee.
Zebedee?
Yes.
It's a
Well, you call
name?
it the name, yes. Well, one, it's more of an American name. I know it's a biblical name, but I have a friend in England who
Oh,
was called Zebedee. Now,
yeah,
ironic,
okay, now I know. I was like, I know how we say it.
hmm,
I was gonna ask if it was the biblical name.
yes,
Yes.
but you wouldn't call him Zebedee.
No, we can
You
say
call him Zeb,
Zebediah.
Zebediah. Yes.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
yeah, and we would
Zed.
just say Zed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think actually yeah, I was like, I feel like growing up, my neighbor, one of his friends, I think his name was Zed. And it was, yeah, and it was, I mean, it just seemed like a silly little name, but I knew it was short for Zedediah.
Zebediah.
There's Zebediah, and there's also like Zedediah, right? Or
Oh,
no,
okay.
Jedediah. Maybe I'm thinking of
Jedediah.
Jedediah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
But
So
does your friend, if they say his whole name, how does he say it?
Zebedee.
They don't say Zebediah,
No, Zebedee.
but it's spelled the
And
same?
no, Zebedee is Z E. I got to think now. Got to write it down.
Yeah.
Z.
Zebed.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Zebadee. Zebedee.
Oh, well, what does it say in your Bible though? Because I thought it's spelled
The-
with an IAH at the end.
yeah, because that's Dyer.
Zebediah. Are there two different people in the Bible? Is there Zebedee?
He's the father of James and John.
Okay, I
Zebedee, the
see.
meaning of gift of God or my gift, derived from the Hebrew root meaning of give. Zebedee is a biblical name of Hebrew origin. Appears in
Okay.
the New Testament.
Okay, so it's two different names, but you're
Hmm.
saying that like if you were to call a British person to shorten their name to Zeb, that would be like just calling them Z, right? So like, hey
Yeah.
Z. Yeah, okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
We
here
just call
it's
him
it's an
Zeb.
actual like shortened name, Zeb
Hmm. Yes.
or Zed.
Um,
Yeah.
Now, Zebedee is also a cartoon character from the 1960s and 70s.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So 90% of people my age and maybe a little bit older and a few younger, but a big popular group of people in the UK, if you say Zebedee, the first thing that comes to mind is like saying, "Oh, I just called my son Snoopy."
Oh, yeah.
So if you call your son Snoopy, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
The little dog.
The little dog.
Yeah.
So Zebedee was a character with a spring on. He didn't have legs; he had a spring, and he
Yeah,
used to
yeah,
bounce.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Very, very, very children's character,
Right,
cartoon
right.
character. So Zebedee joined our school a little bit later one year. I had an English teacher there,
Hmm.
and we're there, and our English teacher had a day off, and the replacement teacher came in, and he starts taking the register, and he goes down, and of course it's in surname alphabetical order. Well,
Yeah.
Zebedee's name, his surname is Franklin, which is a very nice American
Yeah, okay, yeah.
surname. And I always said to him, "You sound like," because his middle name is Sebastian. And I
Oh,
went, "Gosh, you should have been a president in the United States with a name like that. You really should have. It sounds so American."
it's
And yeah.
it's
So
so
as
funny
you go
though.
through the whole, it just seems to make you
Yeah,
smile when you say it.
yeah,
So you go through, and because he like goes, and I'm sat next
yeah.
to Zebedee.
Mm.
So he goes through the class, and he goes like Gibbs, Trevor, Franks, John,
Yeah,
Mitchell, Amy.
right,
He gets to the end, and of course, the register was written in blue ink to start
right.
with, and then at the bottom, something written in pencil,
Oh yeah,
Zebedee or Franklin
yeah.
Zebedee. Oh, teacher thinking, yeah,
Oh,
I'm not going to get caught out. So he looks up and he says, "Is that everybody? Did I miss anybody?" We look up and say, "Yeah, you miss Zebedee." And he says,
yeah.
"Yes, sir, you missed me. And what's your name, Sonny?" "Zebedee." "Uh-huh. And your surname?" "Franklin." "Right. Your name is Zebedee Franklin?" "Uh-huh. Yeah, I didn't see it in the register. Are you sure?" "Oh, yes, it's written at the
What?
bottom of the list,
Oh my
sir."
gosh.
"Mm-hmm.
He's just messing
Zebedee
with them.
Franklin."
Yeah,
No, he really believes
because it
that.
would be like somebody saying their name Snoopy,
Played a
like
prank.
Snoopy Franklin.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Hmm. Yeah. So because he started late, the secretary never actually wrote it in pen, just wrote
Oh,
it in
that's
pencil at the
funny.
bottom, and assumed it was one of the kids because everybody used to write in
Sure.
pencil at school
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Japan.
Oh my gosh.
Assumed that one of the kids got to the register and just wrote in Zebedee Franklin as a
Oh my
joke.
gosh. That's great. I think, well, your comment about how he should be a good American president with the name.
Mhm.
What's funny to me is I feel like those three names don't mesh well together. So like
Mm.
Zebedee is, I mean, I guess it's a biblical name. It's not one that
Yeah.
I'm as familiar with. Um,
Hmm.
Sebastian to me sounds like, I don't, for whatever reason, I think of like French, like maybe I was thinking of a posh person, a rich person, but
Mm.
like,
Okay.
Sebastian's like, uh, I don't know. I feel like, in the 90s or whatever, Sebastian seemed like that's would be like the popular hot guy name or something.
Oh, okay.
So, but then and then Franklin, yeah, that one's fine. Like, okay, that's pretty
Yeah.
standard. Yeah.
Hmm.
But the other two are a little. unique.
Yes. And of course, Sebastian, I think, in one sense, is um, for me, I think it's European, so it'd be a little bit more like German or Austrian.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Maybe, yeah, maybe that's the American in me that's just like, I don't
oh
know, France, something over
no,
there. What
no,
is it?
we're both way off.
Oh,
Sebastian is a given name and a surname. It comes from the Greek name
oh, okay.
Sebastianos, meaning Sebastia, which was the name of the city known as Sivias, located in the central portion of what's now known as whatever I don't know because it cuts off.
Okay,
Lovely.
it's like one of the things I'm seeing is Sebaste was the name of a city in Asia Minor.
Mm.
So wherever. But
Yeah.
that's okay. So yeah, but Sebastian, I like that name, but it does
Mm.
feel, yeah, but it feels like, that's the cool rich guy. The
Yeah.
cool hot rich
Now, if
guy.
you think now if you think about this, if you shorten Zebedee, what do you
Mhm.
call him?
Zeb.
And if you called Sebastian, what would you shorten his name to?
Seb.
So put it together, what have you got?
Yeah,
Zeb said.
right. That's hilarious. So there was a show I watched one time. It was one of the old timey shows, but the guy's name was Sebastian in it, but they called him Bash. That was his for short. And
Mm,
forever I didn't know what his real name was. And I was like, this is
mm,
so weird that like Bash does not sound like an old timey name. It seems
yeah.
so weird to me. And then yeah, it came out. I don't know if that's a common thing or not, but that was the only
Mm.
time I've heard of that. So that can be a nickname for Sebastian.
Yes. Yeah, Bash. Never thought of
Bash.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've heard the name Bash on TV. I don't know if it's the same program
There's
you were thinking of.
Frank. Well, what's funny is there's Franklin and Bash. So the name Franklin coming up again. That
Oh my
was,
goodness.
yeah, so Franklin and Bash was a show that was actually pretty good, but it didn't make it very long. I don't know if it even made it
Mm,
past one season, but it was Mark Paul Gosselaar, the from who was Zach from Saved by the Bell, but once he was a lot
mm,
older. And then another guy, I always forget the guy's name, but he was in Clueless. Uh, and they were like attorneys, but they were like
mm.
out in California and also surfers. And I don't know,
Yeah.
just got into different antics. So
I'm not. I recognize. I don't know which the guy that's probably not Saved by the Bell because I think
you recognize the tall one or the short one?
the short one.
Okay, yeah, he's the one from Clueless. Yeah,
Okay.
he's not
Yeah.
not the Saved by the Bell one.
Yeah. But I'm thinking Saved by the Bell. I don't know that I didn't see much of that. I think Saved by the Bell for me was just come to the end of not watching children's TV anymore.
Oh, okay, right.
So it would have been like I think when you're under 12 and 13, you see a
Hmm.
lot of these sort of things. And then as you get into like your teens, the TV normal things that you would let's say watch on a Saturday morning or afternoon or something like that,
Right,
they tend to start dwindling away because you get into other things.
right.
Um, I
That
think
makes
even in the
sense.
evening. So yeah, there was a time when a lot of those things just like, oh yeah, it's on. That's it.
Right.
Because if it was American, I would have probably been watching it. Remember the TV programs that used to come on like Chips. Remember Chips?
Yeah, I do remember Chips. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Which is
that.
such
How
a
many
funny
seasons was
thing.
that?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
California Highway Patrol. Like,
Hmm.
I don't like the episodes I remember of it. Just to me seem so funny because it's like it seemed like the silliest, tiniest stories, like
Mm.
storylines. But it was like it wasn't like a crazy cop show, right? It was or
No.
like this fantastical thing. It was like,
Mm.
yeah, this is what we do daily.
Yeah.
we solve minor traffic like
Hmm.
accidents.
Traffic infringement and a drunk driver, and you run
Yeah,
over a cat.
right.
That's exciting, you know.
I know. Yeah.
Um,
The one I remember, the only one I really remember was one where it was like they were trying to figure out why somebody, I don't know if they drove off the edge of the road or whatever, but what they ended up figuring out is that right at the time as someone was driving, uh, they couldn't see because all of a sudden a truck was driving by that carries the glass sheets on the side, and the
Mm,
sun hit the glass and like blinded the person like temporarily or momentarily or
really?
whatever. And so
Mm,
all I remember was them like figuring out like that's like they were driving there at this time and the sun
yeah,
does this at this time.
yeah, yeah. It's just like they're there at the same time that it happened. Like, oh, what a
Yeah.
coincidence! No,
Yeah.
no real detective work. Just
Yeah.
oh,
And there's no real
look, what a
stakes. Like
coincidence.
as far as I know, I don't remember anybody dying from it. I feel like it's just like, well,
Mm,
let's get to the bottom of this.
yeah.
So,
What were we watching? We watching a lot of NCIS,
oh yeah,
um, which
the original ones or one
oh
of the other ones.
we watched most of the original again recently, and now we're just doing the NCIS LA.
Oh, okay.
And
I haven't watched LA. I've watched like the old or the original ones, wherever
yes,
they were originally. Yeah,
mm, that was basically in Washington, I think,
I
around
think
that
you're right.
area.
Yeah,
Um, but now we've watched all those, there's no more else to watch because they're all on Amazon or Netflix, wherever they are.
right.
So we thought we'll watch the LA one because that was the one that kind of followed it, and we used to watch some of them when it was on TV, and so oh, let's follow on and watch them. And we like Hetty, the little short lady.
Yeah,
But the thing that we pick holes in it is like half the crime scenes are, you know, in NCIS, they're military people. They're going
yeah,
on ship. The naval
right, right.
one. They just seem to be in this old hacienda house, which looks like
Oh,
a fruit market being revamped to something else.
right.
Um, the stories are kind of okay, but they're a
It's
little
not.
bit like
As I say, they're
naval.
not really naval specific.
Oh no, they all
Yeah,
in the original. Most of them were wearing suits and ties,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
typical beach bums in California is just a sweaty
right,
shirt,
right.
like and you know hair because one of them is looks like he's a bit of a so it's a cop who
Hmm.
wants to be works for the NCIS, so he's on loan, but he's also a surfer, and they reference that a couple times. So he looks like a surfer. It'd be your type,
Yeah,
so you know what type of
right,
blonde hair all over the time. And they were saying, "Oh right, we're gonna go undercover on a naval boat." Oh, finally, they actually drew it
right.
back to what it is about.
Yeah,
And he said, you're going to go in as the IT geeky nerd. Well, I can't go in as a member. He says, well, you can, but we're going to have to shave off all that hair. Because then he said, you look at all the other men. He's either got a
right,
military
right.
cut
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't.
or
Yeah.
not. I see what you mean. Yeah, all right, I'll be the techie nerd then. But I don't know what it. There was something I was watching the other day, and I'm not sure if it was this or a
Hmm.
movie. Yeah, and I was telling Kat, oh, it's going to be like so and so. Oh, that's the person they want, sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
We get to the end and said, "Oh yeah," and it's like, "Yeah, you got it again." It's like either I'm watching too many of them, or just some of the storylines are so weak
Right,
because
right.
who is what's going to happen next? Oh, I think it. Yes, I'm sure it was NCIS. Was it? Um, because he was driving a truck with explosives in it in
Hmm.
downtown LA. That was it. Yeah, and I was saying something. I said, yeah, the reason is because he's the guy that's going to be having the truck and what have you. And all of a sudden, I said, because he was, I think it was a film actually. I think it was a film we were
Hmm.
watching. So I won't say too much of it in case you don't get to watch it.
Sure.
But
That's
the
okay.
idea was that the guy who was against him
Right.
had been to the house and all the rest of it. I went, yes, because he never actually left the house and all of the kind of, oh, you're right. Yes, he didn't. I know the movie. It's with not Mark Wahlberg. It's one of the new movies come out where the guy is put on trial and he has 90 minutes to prove his innocence.
Oh.
Uh, guy court.
Well, now I guess I'm not sure which one. I was thinking of the one that's like a futuristic thing where the guy has to like not be killed for 24 hours or something.
No.
No.
This is like, so basically the court system has
Yeah.
now been taken over by AI,
Oh,
and
great.
he is a policeman who theoretically has killed his wife.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, the rating of him being guilty is basically 98%,
Right.
and you've got to get down to 2% to be considered. There might be some justification why you're not
Right.
going to be put to death in 20 minutes.
Hmm.
And the whole thing was like, I mean, yeah, the reason that it's going to be him. And then it turns out, oh yeah, he's the suspect. And I went, yeah, because he's now going to be the one that's going to blow up or whatever. And then like, what's the point of watching the
See,
movie when they can predict it even happens?
that's funny. We watched a show. I won't say what show it is, because it's a newer one, but um it was what's funny is like from the first episode, you know that someone is dead. And so the
Mm,
whole season's going to be trying to figure out what happened, right?
mm,
And like, investigators and then interviews, all this stuff. So, and like flashbacks. So I made the joke after the first episode. I made a joke about basically saying, like, the last person you would think that made sense from the first episode, right?
mm,
I said it was this the kid or whatever. And
yeah.
it was like it seemed like clearly not like it was sort of like it wasn't going to be the wife because that was they were making that too obvious. So you knew it had to
Hmm.
be somebody else, but like
Yeah.
you weren't. And then as we were watching the final episode, I was just like, are we, is it seriously going to be the kid?
Yeah.
Like that, I didn't, like that was just a random thing where I was like, oh, my joke turned into
The
reality.
reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and by the end of it, it made sense, right? But like in
Hmm.
the first episode, it was just like he was like barely there, right? It was
Yeah.
like, I was like, oh yeah, right, like the kid did it.
But I think that's how they write all the stories now. So
Yeah,
the first three main characters are never it.
right. Yeah,
So now
yes.
you got to
You
look
figure
at
out,
all the other ones around and say, well, why that? Then all of a sudden there's an in continuity check of
yeah,
where their story takes you
right,
through the movie, and that to me is what brings up um, the abnormalities of things.
right.
Because we were watching some, I think this was NCIS as well, because
Mm-hmm,
it's all we've been watching recently, and evidently um, they had snacks on the table.
mm-hmm.
Now, one of the boxes was Cheez-Its.
Oh yeah,
Well, the point is, obviously, they had no sponsorship from Cheez-Its or Nabisco, whoever
yeah,
makes
yeah,
them.
yeah.
They put a piece of back tape over some of the letters so it didn't show
Oh my gosh.
Cheez-Its in the thing. But then when they shot it from the other side, on the side of the thing,
Uh-huh.
you could see the whole name. I went, okay, did you see that? You see the inconsistency? Did you see the label
Right.
stuck over the actual label on the
Oh
box?
my gosh.
Only you would see that. So I rewind it. Oh, don't rewind it, please. Too late. Rewound
That's
it.
great.
Look,
Tell me why.
pause. Look, there it is. Oh yeah. I said, now look. Fast forward. Pause. I mean,
That's
not just watch the
hilarious.
movie. Look, see now you can see the name. Look at
Right.
that.
That's so funny. Yeah.
How many people are going to notice that? Just watch it. I said, that's the point. I am watching it.
Right. Yeah, the continuity things are interesting when it's like a second ago, it's like they were having the same conversation. It's like that shirt was buttoned a second ago. Or like that, that
Hmm.
top button was done. Now it's not.
Hmm.
Now it is again. Like how
Hmm.
they just have different takes and cut them together.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, where's the continuity person on set?
Yeah. I think I'd be
Because
great
they
for
have them.
continuity.
I know like Molly's husband did it for like a short time out of college. He was like helping with continuity stuff on some movie set. And I was like, that sounds fun. Kind of fun.
It, it does. It's sort of a job that, well, that'd be a nice job to have. But I think maybe after a while,
It's
I think
probably
you get quite nervous, I think.
well, and I think you probably get quite annoyed because you're probably thinking like that actor didn't need to move that thing on the table. Like, it's sort of like they're
Mhm.
they're making my my job harder than they
Yes.
have to. And
Yeah,
trying to tell actors, like maybe telling, some problematic people or people with, attitudes, trying to say like, well, your hair was this way. I have to put it back how it was, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Well, you take the room behind you, for argument's sake. It's like,
Right,
right, we set the afternoon tea room for, so when we go in there, we can all walk in there.
right,
And then all the staff during the time are now sitting down, having their own lunch or whatever you're there because
right,
it's a place to sit. And then you put the chairs back in a different position, or the
right,
little lamp on the thing's being moved to the side,
right,
or they put it on the table. And you say, I just checked the frigging room. Now I've got to go back and because the staff have been in there. Oh, look, somebody picked up the car and rearranged it and put it on
right.
the other way. Oh.
Right. Yeah, yeah. That would be, yeah, you're right. It would be like something like that, like a flower where it would just be like one
Mm,
pink flower is moved into a different position. And
yeah,
someone like you would notice.
yes. But you think the stress that you'd have to go through to double check and triple check everything so on. It's like you run out of time because it's
Yeah.
like, right, you can use it. You can use it now only for 10, 15 minutes because if someone's been in there, we'll have to go and spend another hour to
Right,
check
right,
everything in the right place
right.
again.
And it's like usually on movie sets, they're very crunch, like rush for time and everything. So it's like you don't
Yeah.
get to have all the time maybe you would want to do your job.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah. But I suppose I should let you go. I've got to get ready for uh, Eddie and his friend to come hang out over here and watch me do wash tea dishes. It's gonna be really
Now,
fun.
you can always do the best thing ever. You
What?
bring them all in and you put them to soak in the bath, and then you just take them, just put them into the dishwasher, and
I know. Well, I have done before, not in the bathtub, but like in their containers, the ones that are in plastic
mm,
containers. I have filled
hmm,
those with soapy water to soak them before, and then it's like nicer to pull them out and just, wipe and wash them, whatever.
rinse.
Yeah, rinse
Yeah.
them off. Yeah. So that works, but yeah, I've got a new system that I did recently in my kitchen that seems to be working. So I just got to get out my folding tables and set those up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I guess it is all relative to space, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because
Hmm.
40, 50 sets of afternoon tea things takes up space, and
Yes, yeah. That's the thing is like I need somewhere to put it once I've washed it. So like it's so I have to lay out towels all over this like 8 foot table or whatever,
hmm.
and I'm putting it every other place. And then once it's
How
not
does
as wet, I can start drying them and packing them. But
so I'm assuming you have these, but I'm assuming that you wash everything in order, right? You take like all the spoons and put them out, all
oh,
the spoons in one day, and then you do all the cups, and then do all the
yeah,
sauces,
yeah,
and then you
yeah,
do all
yeah, yeah.
the side dishes. So
But not by day. I mean, I'll do all of the spoon because they're separated like that in the boxes. So I'll
yeah,
do all the plate. Yeah, so they all get
hmm,
like lined up or whatever, right? And then it's do the
ready.
cups. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a special rack for all the plates to drain?
No. So that's the thing is that's why I
That's
have
what you
to like
need.
have them all stand, against each other on towels.
So basically, how practical is Eddie with DIY stuff?
He's relatively good. I mean, he built a whole bunch of stuff for
Okay,
his room. Yeah.
right. So the size of your tea plates,
Yeah.
let's say 6 inches wide,
Hmm.
get yourself some 8 foot long or 6 foot long pieces of wood, square.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Two of those, a 12 foot, cut them in half, and then every like 2 inches, drill a hole in them and get sort of wooden dowel and
Yeah,
put them in
yeah.
there. So now you've got basically the things and just stand them next to each other and put occasionally one at the top, one in the
Right.
middle, and one at the bottom to join them like a ladder.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
When
Uh-huh.
you drain them, so now you can do them. But when you've finished, you can take the ones that join them in the middle apart
Right.
and just
Oh,
leave
yeah.
your. Let's say that's the
Oh.
thing.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That
Now you
makes
can just
sense.
store them in the garage and say, right, I can drain 20 or 30 plates at any one time.
Right.
Because it's so freaking warm
That's
where you
true.
are, the water will drain off onto the
Yeah,
towels
yeah. It
underneath.
it dries. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It dries pretty fast.
Where sometimes when you stack them, I know because this
Yeah,
is the
yeah,
problem we've
yeah.
had. It's
Sure.
like you pick one up and the other one starts, oh, quick, grab that one, and
Right.
then all of a sudden three or four of them are all
Yeah,
moving,
yeah.
and you're
Or
thinking,
some of them have dried, but then the other ones trapped the moisture. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So that's a good idea. I'll tell Eddie. I'll be
yeah,
like, so yeah, I'll say, just get rid of the microphone and go
yeah.
work
I got
on
another
this,
job
and
for
then
you.
work on this
Yeah,
dish rack for me.
yeah, and it doesn't have to be wood. It can even be PVC piping
Right,
because
right,
that
whatever.
way it's even easier
Right. And I don't have to worry
um,
about the water on
getting into
it.
the wood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
You
okay.
can buy probably half inch,
Mm-hmm.
or sorry, not half inch, an inch or an inch and a half, half semicircle.
Right,
So you just got to drill the holes to put the wooden
right.
dowels in. And
Okay.
they're so far apart. In fact, if you think about it, if
Right,
you had dinner plates and small saucers,
right,
you could
right.
actually have them expanding because it's only the
Yeah,
bit in the
yeah.
middle. You
Right,
could
right.
hold them there. Once the weight is on the first two or three, they're
Mm-hmm.
not going to like push
Well,
apart.
and I need, yeah, and I need something like to put the teacups down on because those are hard to dry because you put them upside down and like if you don't have it tilted just a little bit for air to get in, then it's like the
Hmm.
inside won't dry. So I need little like pegs or something, I don't know, to put them
Well,
on.
in fact, that would actually do it.
Yeah.
Wooden pegs, the pegs that you have
Yeah.
for clothes.
Yeah.
Take them apart. If you think about them, the bit where the little ridge
Oh
is,
yeah. Uh-huh.
you put that there, and you put the teacup on that. You got
That's
the air
true.
under it,
You're right. Okay. All right, there we go. We call
and
them
and you can
clothespins.
cut the peg in half if they're a bit too long.
Right, right,
Because you really want the little bit
right.
where it's not the bit that you
I
press,
know what you
but the bit
mean,
that
but where the
holds.
metal part, yeah, 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 where the spring
Yeah, so the bit
goes.
after the spring where the bit is where it grips
Yeah,
onto the
yeah, yeah.
clothes.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah,
just want you just want to cut it there,
yeah.
and now you've got little stands for the teacups to be like
Right,
that.
right.
Air
Okay.
gets underneath, but they're almost flat, and it's just
Right.
one down teacup, one down teacup.
Yep.
Because if you've got the whole thing that long,
Right, right,
eventually you're going to lose for every three or four of those, you're going to lose the space of one cup.
right, right.
And just that last bit after the spring,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to roll anywhere. It's not going to slide off because you've got the
Mm-mm.
little bit in the
Right,
bottom.
right.
Like the dollar shop, buy a pack of
Oh
50.
yeah, I know. That's what to
You've
say.
got
Yeah, I was already
you've got a
thinking. I was like,
hundred.
oh, great. Yeah, I know. Yeah, go to the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, you've got 100 little tea cup
Yeah,
stands. So
yeah,
they can
yeah.
do that.
Okay, perfect. Well, great brainstorming. Thank you.
Well, it's kind of my wheelhouse,
It is right.
having to work in stuff like this, and also the sort of thing that you can use the clothes pegs
Right.
sometimes for stacking them, so you don't scratch all the porcelain.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can use things like clothes pegs to keep things stacked up.
Right, right. Because I've been using coffee filters. That's what I put in between.
Bubble wrap is the other one.
I know, but that takes up so much, that makes so much more space. The coffee
Really?
filters barely take any space.
Okay. And are the coffee filters thick enough?
They're gonna, it's not like it wouldn't be like padded for moving or whatever. So like when I
Mm.
take them places, I wrap them in like cloth napkins and stuff. But
Oh,
for
okay.
storage purposes, I put coffee
Mm.
filter in between each one and in between coffee
Just
or cups and stuff too. It
just
seems to
stops getting
work
that
out.
little.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems to work
Okay.
out
Well,
well too, because it also, if there's any tiny bit of moisture left, it kind
mm,
of grabs it and dries it. So
which is yeah, that's quite. I was just thinking of kitchen roll, but probably
yeah,
the coffee
I
things
have
are
used,
a
yeah, I've
bit more
used paper.
durable.
Yeah, I've used paper towel when I've run out of coffee filters in a pinch, but the
Well,
coffee
if you want some,
filters,
I've probably got about 8 packets in the cupboard, and we
that's right.
use about three.
I've got like
Liquids.
three, yeah, I've got three new packs like in my drawers. I'm ready.
Yeah, I only use about 3 coffee filters a year, so I've got enough here until I'm about 62.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, bring them here when you come, when you
Mm,
come here next.
yeah, because Brazil are full of everybody just buys coffee filters, and they buy a pack of 1,000 of them in a
Oh my
pack sort of
gosh.
thing.
Oh, right, right. Oh my goodness.
I'm not sure if it's a
Okay.
thousand, but it feels like it.
Right. We'll have a wonderful weekend and
Likewise.
Until next week, I say
Uh,
cheery bye. Are you good next
no,
week?
I believe next week we're good.
It's the
Yes,
first.
next week we're,
Yeah.
yep. The 8th is not.
Okay. All right. So no eight.
And isn't May the 1st Labor Day
No.
or something? No, no, Labor Day is September.
Yeah, Memorial Day is at the end of May.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have no holiday at the beginning of May.
We have Mother's Day, but that's on the 11th or 10th.
Yes, same here.
Yeah. So
Okay.
no, we do not have any holidays at the beginning of May other than Mother's Day.
Yeah. I think the 4th of May is a holiday in the UK.
Okay.
It's called May Day holiday, and I'm trying to think what it's for. I think it's something to
Oh,
do like spring or something, or it's a pagan thing.
oh, okay.
Um, must be what. And then there's one at the end of May as well.
Hmm. Yeah. We just
Haven't
have our, we just have Memorial Day and Mother's
okay.
Day.
Yeah. See, April and May is nice for bank holidays because you get 4 days off in about 2 months,
Oh,
of
okay.
which
Nice.
is 50% of all the national holidays in the UK,
Hmm.
of which then you've got three in December and January for Christmas and New Year.
Hmm.
So that brings you to seven. And then there's one in August. That's it. It's like
Lovely.
you go all the way from May to August to get a day off, and then you got to go from August to December.
Right.
So in 6 months,
Yeah,
you get basically one day.
right. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. I will bid you
Here we go.
adieu. But until next week, cheery bye.
Goodbye.